We're gonna start laying on our backs again in supported bridge pose. So grab your mat, grab your block. We're gonna lower onto our backs. Bring the soles of our feet just in front of our sitting bones, so the heels of our feet. And then taking that block, lifting up the sacrum and then placing the block on the sacrum. So that sacrum is kind of the triangular part of your pelvis. And so you just want to feel supported there. Then tucking the shoulders under just a tiny bit, reaching the hands towards the heels. Closing the eyes. And then settling in, breathing in through the nose. You can do a few out through the mouth. And as you breathe here, really feeling the support and the weight of your pelvis and your hips sinking into that block. And letting go in the legs, maybe even lifting up in the toes, wiggling the toes a little bit and then placing them down. Making sure the back of the neck is long. And then just a little press in the back of the head, so that your chin is not tucked in towards the chest and you have some space there to breathe. And if you want, you can rub your hands and place them on the belly. Focusing now on filling up the belly as you inhale. And exhale, letting the belly sink towards that block. Another breath like that, inhale. Exhale. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Warming up the arms a little, take the arms overhead, inhale. Maybe the thumbs tap on the floor. Exhale, bring the hands down by the hips. Couple more breaths like that, inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, hands down. This time, bring the arms up. And then cactus the arms, bending the elbows, placing the backs of the hands on the ground. On the exhale, when you're ready, turn to look to the right. Inhale, back to center. And exhale, turn to the left. Back to center. Take the hands and either hold your hands, your forearms, or your elbows over your head. So the biceps are by the ears, the triceps are over the head, or maybe they just rest on your forehead. That's okay there too. And then same thing on the exhale. Let's look to the right. Inhale, back to center. And let's look to the left. And inhale, back to center. Interlace the hands, press the palms up and over. Little stretch of the armpits and the arms. Exhale, bring the hands back down by the sides of the body. Keeping the block where it is, we're going to take our right knee into the chest and hug it in. Now, if having the block there is too much for your low back or your hip, you can take it away, but I like to have that there so that we can open up the front of the left hip. So if you're feeling good about it, you can slide your left heel down, keep the knee and the toes still pointing up, and hug the right knee in a little tighter. And just as we send our breath into the belly, let's send our breath to that left hip, the front of the left hip. And if you're feeling comfortable here, still holding on to the right knee, just bring the knee out to the armpit a bit more. And as you do that, flex the heels, so press through the heels and spread the toes. All right, back to center with that knee. Place the right foot on the ground and then slide the left knee up to the chest. Same thing. You can stay here, or you can straighten that right leg, sliding the heel down, and then a little press down maybe with that heel and a little press forward. Just making sure we don't buckle the knee backwards. And hugging the left knee and send that breath to the left hip. Let's open the hip out to the side. So keep holding on with both hands. I just find a little more stable that way than doing it with one. And then tuck the knee towards the armpit. Keep flexing through the heels, spreading the toes. All right, bring that back into center. Let's bring both knees in, a little hug. And then lower the feet down to the ground. Keep the knees bent. We're gonna lift the pelvis off, take that block out of the way, and then we're gonna bring it in between the thighs. Okay, so closer to the groin than to the knees for this one. Okay, and we're gonna come into our bridge, but if having the block in between your legs is hurting your knees while you do this, then just remove the block, and we're still gonna concentrate on the inner thighs rolling in and back. Reaching the fingers towards the heels, or you can grab the sides of your mat, tucking the shoulder blades under. Let's roll up on the inhale. So on the inhale, tuck the tailbone towards the knees and then lift up. And on the exhale, let's roll all the way down. For this inhale, let's tilt the pelvis forward so that the tailbone rolls towards the ground and the low back comes off. And then we'll exhale, roll the low back onto the ground again. Tailbone kind of tucks in and we lift the hips all the way up. Exhale, roll down. Keep squeezing the block if you have that block. And then on the inhale, tilt the pelvis forward, roll the low back off the ground. Doesn't have to be a big move. On the inhale, roll the low back on the ground again, lift the pelvis up. And then roll down. Inhale, rolling the pelvis forward, tailbone down. And then back onto your low back. Okay, from here, reaching the fingers towards the heels or grabbing the mat still. We're gonna lift up, hold the bridge. Okay, we won't interlace our hands here quite yet. Feel the block between the thighs. Give it a little squeeze. And then feel your inner thigh muscles rolling inward towards that block and down a little. And then we'll slowly roll the upper ribs down to the ground and then take a pause here. Inhale. Lower down a little lower so the lower ribs can touch the ground. The tailbone's still tucked up. Take an inhale. And then exhale, lower all the way down. Let go of the legs and the buttocks. And then we'll inhale again when we're ready, lifting all the way back up. So tiny movements. Let's hold the bridge. Controlled movements. And so even though we're going slow, we're still getting a good workout and good stretching for our muscles. Okay, exhale, lower a third of the way down. And then inhale and hold. Exhale, lower 2/3. Keep the tailbone tucked up. Inhale and hold. And then exhale all the way down. Let go in the outer hips and the belly, the bum and the legs. When you're ready for your last one, roll all the way up. Inhale, nice big breath in the belly. We'll hold for one breath. Keep squeezing the block. And then we'll lower the upper ribs down. Hold as you inhale. Exhale, lower the lower ribs to the ground. Inhale. And then exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale. Take the block out of the way, place it to the side. And you're gonna want your strap nearby. Okay. Now we're gonna bring that right knee into the chest and extend the left leg and see how different that feels now without the block. And we're gonna extend the leg. So straighten the leg, interlace the hands behind the thigh. And even if your leg doesn't come all the way straight, you're still gonna press the thigh into the hands and the hands into the thigh. Flex the foot, maybe spread the toes, engage the whole leg. And then notice if when you do that, you're scrunching up on the right side of your waist, just try to even out the hips so that both sides of the waist are equally long. Okay, release that a little. We can take our strap if you want, place it on the top of the foot or the sole of the foot and then straighten the leg. Hold on to the strap. And then if you want to bring that stretch a little or the leg a little closer to the chest, you can go ahead and try that. If you want a little abdominal workout, we're gonna roll the shoulders off of the ground. Reach the hands up towards the foot or reach it in front of you towards the left foot. Exhale, roll down. Okay, if you have your strap, you're gonna take your strap in your right hand. Otherwise, your right hand is gonna come to the outside of the leg and open that leg up to the side. Now, if straight leg is too much, too soon, you can have your knee bent. Left arm to a T or left hand pressing down on the left hip. And again, keep pressing through the heels so that our legs are engaged. And let's take 3 breaths here. Engaging the belly, lift the leg up. Bend that knee, bring the left knee in, little roll side to side to readjust the spine and the hips. Extend the right leg, hug the left knee in, and then we'll extend that leg, interlacing the hands behind the thigh pressing into the hands and then resisting with the hands. Inner thighs roll in and down. Okay, if you want to use your strap, I'm going to put the strap on your foot. Otherwise, you're just going to hold that leg behind the thigh or somewhere on the shin. Bring it a little closer up. Noticing if your left hip now has kind of moved closer to the armpit, and just readjust. You want that little bit of abdominal work, lifting up, walking your hands up, or reaching forward. Exhale, lower down. Taking the left leg out to the side, either using your strap or holding the leg. Right arm to a T. Right hand to the hip as well is a good option. And then we'll take 3 breaths here. Engaging the belly, lifting the leg up. And we'll bring both feet to the strap and straighten both legs. Walk the hands up if you want for the abdominal, and then take the shoulders off the ground, reach the head. Press through the heels, inner thighs rolling in and back. A little shake in the legs, maybe a little shake in the arms. Roll down. Take both soles of the feet back to the ground with the knees bent. Strap can be off to the side. Might want our block nearby. Okay, right foot's gonna cross over the left knee for our figure 4. We're gonna bring the legs closer to the chest, but instead of interlacing our hands and bringing it to the left leg, we're gonna interlace our hands and bring it to the right knee, the front of the right knee. So the outside of the right knee. And as you press the left leg towards your body, you're going to press the right knee into the hand. So you should feel that on the outside of the right bum cheek and hip area. Keep flexing in the feet. Another couple breaths. And then release that. Take the left foot back to the ground. And keep your legs the way they are. We're going to twist and draw the legs to the left-hand side. So the outside of the left leg is on the ground. The right foot should be on the ground. And if your leg and your foot don't really reach the ground, just tuck a block underneath the left leg and the left knee and place it there. And then you can still do your twist and not be struggling so much. Arms can come to a T. And then instead of looking in the opposite direction, let's look towards the left hand. And take a few breaths here. I like to kind of draw the right knee away from my right hip and away from my right arm, my left armpit. Engaging in the belly and pressing into the outer edge of the left foot to roll back to center. And then you can take your strap here on your foot, or you can just grab the outside of your shin or your ankle and come into half happy baby. So the right knee and the right thigh is drawing toward the ground. You keep the right foot pressing upward, and your shin is trying to get vertical with the ground. You can extend the left leg. Right. Exhale, bend the knee, slide the right foot to the ground, keep the knee bent. And then other side, left foot or left ankle comes to the right thigh, figure four, lift the right foot off the ground and draw the legs towards the chest, interlace the hands and place it on the outside of the left knee. And then we're gonna press into that knee, to press into the hands, and keep drawing the legs in closer though as you do that, using your right leg. Shoulders should be relaxing though on the ground still. The back of the neck should be relaxed. And then see if you can let go in the jaw as well. Send the breath to the left hip. Release that. Place the right foot on the ground. Keep the legs in the figure four. And then send the legs now to the right side, using that block. If you need the block, you put it underneath your right knee, and then your left heel can kind of just be placed on that, on top of the block as well. Otherwise, you're moving toward the ground. Okay, arms to a T. Ooh, a lot tighter on this side. One side is probably going to be tighter than the other. And then let's turn and look to the right hand this time. And since it was Valentine's Day yesterday, let's send a little love to ourselves first. And maybe holding a little love for our friends and family in our hearts. Engaging in the belly, pressing in the outer edge of the right foot and coming back to center. You might have to just readjust your hips, lengthen your spine, and you can use your strap on your left foot or grab onto your ankle or the outside of your foot. As you bend the knee, the left thigh tries to become more parallel with the ground, the left shin vertical. Extend the right leg if you want. Right arm to a T. And I do find it kind of amazing that even though we're so far apart and we're doing everything by Zoom and FaceTime, we can still create energy and community. And we try to do our best that we can to stay connected with everybody. And not take that for granted, and just feel really grateful that we do have that in these times. All right, let's exhale, release that. Let's hug the knees both in, or they'll slide to side. And we'll roll onto our right side and sit up nice and slow. We've been here for almost half an hour. It's amazing how much you can do just on the mat. Okay, coming into a pinwheel again with, let's say our right knee forward and our left leg is the one that's behind us. We'll walk our left fingertips out to the side, right arm up and over. And let's breathe into the right ribs. Let's exhale the right fingertips, excuse me, behind. Press the hand into the ground, right arm lifts up and over. And then if you want a little bit deeper stretch, you can press into the shins and lift your hips up off the ground. So you keep the right arm nice and strong and straight, press into the palm of the hand, the heel of the hand. And we're stretching really from the left knee to the left hip, to the left armpit, and then to the fingertips. Exhale, come on down. Okay, swing the legs to the other side. So now the left knee is forward, the right knee is behind. Okay, we'll walk the right fingertips to the outside of the right shin. Left arm comes up and over. And breathe into the left side ribs. And even try to breathe into the back ribs a little too. Take that left hand, bring it behind you, right arm up and over. You can stay here or press into those shins. Lift the hips up off the ground. Reach from the right knee all the way to the right fingertip. Exhale, bring it down. Okay. Hands and knees, tabletop. Have your block handy here. We're gonna place it in between the thighs again. Just squeezing that block in. And again, if your knees hurt because it's too close together for your knees, then just remove that block and just be mindful that your hips are, or your inner thighs are squeezing in and back. Okay, from here, let's look up, tailbone up, squeeze the block. As you exhale, tailbone points down, eyes point to the belly button, chin to the chest. Inhale, lengthen, look forward. And exhale, round out. Last one. Inhale, look up. And exhale, round out. Back to tabletop, neutral spine. Take that block out. Extend the right leg back behind you. Curl the toes, press the heel back. From here, let's lift up that right leg. As you do, just want it to come as high as the hip, not any higher. Sometimes what happens is the low back arches. So try to tuck in the belly button so that the low back stays in its neutral spine, in its neutral curve. Extend the left arm out in front of you. Take a breath here. Look down at your hand. On the exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. And elbow to knee. Inhale, extend, and bring the hand and the knee down. Okay, other side. Let's curl the left toes back, press the heel back, feel the stretch in the calf, eyes looking down at the hands or a little forward of the mat. Shift your weight forward a little as you lift the heel off the ground. Bring the belly button in toward the spine. Keep your low back from curving down. And then extend the right arm forward. From here, we'll inhale. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. And inhale, extend. Exhale, hand down, knee down. Okay, from here, let's keep our knees under the hips. We'll walk our hands forward, puppy pose. If your head doesn't come all the way to the ground, forehead to a block. Close the eyes and maybe bring your gaze to the third eye. Stretch out in the armpits. See if you can maybe squeeze those lower shoulder blades towards each other. All right. From here, press into the hands and walk them back. Take our right arm out to the side. Inhale, twist open. Exhale, thread that right arm through. Place the right outside of the right arm on the ground, right ear to the ground. Left hand for support, either to the side or on top of the head, making an L shape. Send the hips towards the right. And come back to tabletop. Right hand down, left arm extends and twists to the side. Exhale, thread it through. Same thing with the arms. You have the two options. Send the hips towards the left more. Coming back to tabletop. Bringing the toes together, knees wide. Send the sitting bones back, child's pose. Walk the hands forward. Same thing with your forehead. If you want to put your forehead on a block, you can do that. Then we're going to interlace our hands, or prayer hands, and bring the hands to the back of the head. So keep your elbows on the ground. And then you can even walk the elbows a little forward and press down and towards the body. So create a little traction there. And breathe. Maybe gaze to the third eye. Okay, bring the hands down toward the ground and come up into a kneeling tabletop. Okay, so you can keep your hands interlaced or place your hands down on the ground. We're gonna try our dolphin pose, but we'll do it with a breath, a little more dynamic so we don't go straight into it. You wanna press into, if you have your hands interlaced, you wanna press the hands down, the outside of the hands into the ground so that you're not just pressing down on the elbows. Sometimes that ends up just happening on its own. So either press down with the palms of the hands or the sides of the hands. We're gonna curl our toes under and then just lift our hips up, straighten our legs for one breath. Exhale, look at the toes. On the inhale, bring the knees back down, look forward towards the hands. Let's try that again. Exhale, look towards the feet, straighten the legs. Inhale, bring the knees down, look towards the hands. And then this last one, let's hold it. So extend the legs, straighten the legs, try to bring the heels towards the ground. You're pressing into your elbows and then also into the sides of your hands or the palms of your hands if the palms are down. Take one more breath here. Let's bring the knees down. Let's walk the knees back. So we're kind of in our forearm plank and we'll lower our bellies to the ground. Okay, little Sphinx pose, palms down, elbows now can come a little wider. Chest forward, look forward, tops of the feet down. Let's exhale, lower to the ground. Let's bring our hands now by our ribs. Place the tops of the feet to the ground. Pull the elbows towards the waist and down. Peel the chest off, baby cobra. So we're using our back muscles here. We're using our leg muscles to press the feet down. And that helps to lift the chest up. Exhale, let's bring the left ear to the ground. On the inhale, press down with the legs, engage the quads, lift the chest up. Baby cobra. Exhale, look to the left. All right, inhale. Let's roll onto our left side. So make a little pillow for your head. Bend your knee. Grab onto the outside of your foot. You can use your strap here too. Place it to the top of the foot. Hold the strap. And then bring the knee in closer. Bring the heel in closer to the foot. That didn't make any sense. Bring the heel in closer to the bum. Okay, release that. Take your block and place it between your legs. This time not so close to the groin, a little bit closer to the knees. And then make it flat with the tops of your thighs so that when you roll onto the ground, it's not, well, it's the block is on the ground as well. So it's just kind of poking out behind your legs there. Okay, from here, we're gonna try our locust pose. So hands reaching back. We're gonna keep the legs down for the first one. We're gonna inhale, lift the chest up, reach the arms back, squeeze that block in and up. Take a couple breaths. And exhale, lower down, forehead or one of the ears to the ground. Full breath here. Okay, when you're ready, inhale again, chest, arms, and hands reach back. Or chest reaches forward, arms and hands reach back. And then if you can, lift up the legs. Now the block may not lift with you, but at least you're going to still feel it there. You can still squeeze inward toward that block. Exhale, lower down, other ear or chin to the ground. Wonderful breath. And then one more time, a locust pose. So reaching the hands back, the arms back, shoulders back, chest forward. Feet are going to reach back, and see if you can keep squeezing in toward that block as you lift your legs off the ground. You don't lift off as high with the block there. It makes it a lot harder. Exhale, lower down. Okay, rolling onto the right side of the body, making a little pillow for this head. You can take that block out of the way for now. Bend both knees. Reach for the left foot or take the strap to the top of the left foot. And then just pull the heel towards the bum. So for this one, we're stretching the front of the thigh rather than feeling like we're doing a back bend here. And again, if it's hurting though on the top of your knee or on the side of your knee, just ease off a little bit. Okay, release that. Place that block back between the legs, flush with the front of your thighs, and then roll back onto your belly. Okay. Hands by the ribs, and we'll come up Cobra. So pull the elbows in towards the waist and down towards the mid back, and we're going to press into the hands and come up maybe a third of the way. Exhale, lower down. Okay, keep squeezing that block. Press the tops of the feet down. So we really have to engage our legs here. Press into the hands, lift up a little higher. Exhale, lower down. And then last one, same thing. Come up as high as you'd like. See if you can really tuck those elbows in, shoulders away from the ears. Maybe hold it for one more breath. And exhale, lower down. Okay, take a little breather here. And we'll roll onto our side. Take that block out of the way. Okay, elbows to the ground again. Let's come to our dolphin pose. So tabletop with the elbows down. Elbows about as wide as the shoulders. Interlace the hands or palms down and then press down with the hands. Curl the toes under. Let's straighten the legs. In exhale. On the inhale, look forward and bring the knees down. Exhale, straighten the legs. Inhale, look forward, knees down. And then last time, exhale, straighten the legs, heels down. Let's just hold it here. Press down with the outsides of your hands or your palms. One more breath. Okay, bring the knees down. Hands to the ground, tabletop. Okay, let's take our left foot forward for our low lunge. You can double up on the mat if you'd like. Hands to the left thigh. And then let's take the left hand to the left knee, press down into that heel. Right arm can reach up. Maybe a little back bend as you look up. But you can also just keep your gaze to the horizon. Exhale, right hand comes down. You can keep your right knee down, or you can lift that knee off the ground, come into a twist towards the knee, left arm to a T, tuck the shoulder blades towards each other. You can look up or down, take a breath or two. Bring the left hand to the inside of the left foot. Bring your knee down if you've lifted it up off the ground. You can use a block here for your left hand. And then the right arm is going to come to a T and we'll twist open away from the knee. A little pressure between that forearm or the tricep and the knee. Exhale, bring it down. You can use your block here for your elbows or your hands. Walk the left foot out a little bit. Wiggle the right leg back. And we can come into our lizard pose. Hands back to the ground. And let's bring that left foot back and lower to our bellies. Okay. You can come into a Sphinx pose. We're going to do a half bow, or you can just make a pillow with your left hand. Place the head down. We're going to bend the right knee, grab onto either the outside or the inside. The inside's a little tougher, but we open the shoulder a little more. You can also use your strap around your foot and bring it closer in. Okay, but we're going to, as we bend the knee and bring the foot in, we're going to press out this time. So half bow. The left leg is strong and the top of the left foot is pressing down still. One more breath. Exhale, release. Tabletop. Inhale. And then step the right foot forward for the low lunge. On that side, hands to the right knee, press down in the right heel. Right hand stays there. Left hand's gonna reach up. And maybe a little back bend here as we look up, or eyes to the horizon. Pick a point and keep the eyes there. Exhale, left hand to the ground or block. You can lift the left knee off the ground for our runner's lunge twist. Right arm to a T. And then we twist towards the right knee. Exhale, right hand to the inside of the right foot. Bring the left knee down again. Use your block if needed. And then we turn the chest to the left. Open the arm to the side. And a little pressure between the knee and the tricep. Few breaths here. Exhale, left hand down. Use your block for your lizard pose if you'd like. We'll wiggle your right foot out to the side. Toes can point out to an angle a little. You can wiggle that left knee back more if you want. And then go as deep as you'd like in this lunge. So keep breathing. Hands to the ground. Move the block out of the way. And then we'll step our right foot back and lower to the ground. Okay, either Sphinx pose with the right arm across the front of the mat, or you're going to use that arm for a pillow. Left knee bends. Use your strap on the top of your foot if you need it. Hand can come to the outside of the foot with the thumb pointing down, or to the inside of the foot with the thumb pointing up. Just all depends how open your shoulder feels in your chest. And then you'll press the foot into the hand. And also if you're on your elbow, like in the Sphinx pose, you're gonna press into that elbow as well to keep your chest forward. Exhale, release that. And let's just take a breath with our head on the hands. Okay, let's one more time head into our dolphin pose. So hands by the ribs, press into tabletop. Elbows down, interlace the hands, and then press the whole forearm down and the sides of the hands. Curl the toes under and dolphin. And you can walk those feet in a little closer. If you're feeling all right about it, right leg up. Keep the hips pointing down though. Bring the right leg down. And then bring the left leg up. Exhale, bring it down. Bring the knees down. Wiggle your legs or your knees down and then lower to the belly again. Okay. We're gonna do our bow pose. So give it a try. We'll do it 2 times. So if you want to do it on the one side first and then the other side again, you can do that. Otherwise, we'll try it 2 times. So we're gonna bend both knees, gonna reach back to our feet, either inside or outside. Inside's a lot harder. Roll those shoulder blades towards each other. And then press the feet into the hands, and that'll lift your chest up. You can use your strap here as well to the outside of the feet. If you're feeling good about it, you're going to press even more, and then the thighs are gonna come up off the ground. And then you might notice that your belly's just sinking to the ground. See if you can lift the belly button away from the ground. Exhale, lower. Make a pillow for your hands, your head, and let it all go. Low back releases. You can even kind of wiggle the belly from side to side and stretch that out. One more breath here. then we're gonna try that again. So if you did one leg, you're gonna do the other leg. Otherwise, you're bending both knees, holding to the outside or the inside. And then when you're ready, press those feet into the hands. Lift the chest away from the ground. Try to keep the knees squeezing towards each other. Remember the inner thighs in and down. And then maybe the legs come up off the ground. Little belly button pulling up and in. And then exhale, lower down. Make a pillow for your forehead. Focus your eyes to the third eye. One more breath. Really let go in the glutes, let go in the low back. All right. Rolling onto our backs, whichever way you want to get there. Hugging the knees in. Okay, taking our legs and stretching them straight, hands to the outside of the legs. Open the legs up in a V. Take your right leg, cross it over the left. Try to get your shins and your knee as close as you can. Bend the knees, legs or shins parallel to the ground. Hug it in. Maybe holding on to the outside of the feet or your ankles. And then maybe bringing your forehead or your nose to the knees without rolling onto the low back so much. So try to keep the low back to the ground. And roll back down. Open those legs. Make a V shape. Cross left over right. Bend the knees, shins parallel to the ground. Hug the knees in. You can stay here or hold on to your ankles or the outside of your feet. Try to hinge at the hips. Even though we're on our back, there is a tendency for the tailbone and everything to roll really high up. I mean, the tailbone's not going to be on the ground, but let's try not to kind of curl up at the low back, but keep that low back nice and extended. And then if we want nose or forehead to knee. Take another breath here. Lower down. And let's bring the soles of the feet wide on the mat. Little side to side with the knees. Let's keep the knees on the right side. Arms are cactus or T, your choice. Let's look to the left. Inhale back to center with the head and the knees. And then knees to the left, gaze to the right. And back to center. Bring the knees in, maybe take some circles. And the other direction. All right, and getting ready for Shavasana. So if you do have to go, thanks for joining class. Take a moment before you continue with your day. Otherwise, we're going to get our blankets, our socks, our sweaters, pillows, get comfy in your Shavasana. Okay, and then wiggling the feet away from the armpits. Sorry, feet away from the hips, hands away from the armpits. Roll the head from side to side, lengthen the back of the neck. Take a deep breath in. Exhale out through the mouth, let it go. Another deep breath in. Feel it go into the belly and expand. And then as you exhale, release the pelvis, the sacrum to the ground. Feel supported there, just as you did at the beginning of class with your block there. And then one more time, nice deep breath in. As you exhale, send it to all the parts of your body. Returning to your breath. Filling the lungs up deeply and fully. And exhaling deeply and fully. Waking up the hands, waking up the arms and the feet and the legs. Taking a stretch or two. Before making your way back for the first time to a comfortable seat. A familiar Sukhasana pose. Sitting bones rooting down. Spine rising tall. Relax shoulders and jaw. And we'll take our last 3 breaths. We'll clasp the palms out to the side. Let's inhale some love for ourselves. Bring that love to your heart. Inhale and feel that love for your friends and family. And bring that love from your friends and family to your heart. And then inhaling love for the greater community in the world. Exhale, bring it to the heart. It's easy sometimes to feel discouraged about how long this is taking without being able to see our loved ones. And when, bad things happen as they have in my extended family, it feels kind of like words in these little emails don't mean anything. They're not enough. But we have to have faith that they do mean things and that people know that we would be with them if we could. And that sending our love and our prayers to our loved ones are reaching them. Sending our hugs and that energy that we have behind the love and the hugs is reaching them. And then also opening your hearts to receiving that love, receiving the hugs. And knowing that we're all going to get through this eventually. We'll have a great big party and hug each other all night long. All right. Thanks everybody for joining me in class today. Namaste. Thanks for creating this wonderful energy throughout the interweb. It is like a web with everything going out. All right. Thanks everybody.